Let's see who's sponsoring tonight's Hazmat Guys Roundtable. Hazmat 101 Consultants. Hazmat 101 Consultants and their instructors can provide quality consulting and virtual or in-person hazardous materials training for your agency. Owner and lead instructor Bob Cascignano is also available for lecturing at your fire or hazmat conference and has in fact done many speaking engagements across the country. Visit their site at www.hazmatconsultants.com or email Bob Cascignano at bob@hazmat101consultants.com. For over 20 years, K&R Plaques have had the pleasure of helping clients choose awards for the people they want to honor. Their state-of-the-art equipment allows clients to design, customize, and personalize the awards they choose for that special someone. With one of the largest selections of plaques, awards, trophies, and clothing apparel, they can deliver quality products to satisfy any customer needs. No order is too big or too small. Visit their website at www.knrplaques.com or email at sales@knrplaques.com. Responder Training. RTE is the leading company in delivering propane training along with emergency response equipment. Responder Training has many propane flaring kits, water injection kits, accessories, and replacement parts available. They also sell the only commercially available 1-inch propane flare kit, appropriately named the Dragon Slayer, because size does matter. Contact our good friend, owner instructor Ron Huffman for more information. You can reach him at 765-524-4848. You can email Ron at respondertraining.rdh.gmail.com or peruse his website at respondertraining.com. Northeast Hazmat has your supplies for leaks. Easy vac pumps, stingers, hoses, rupture seals, and now carrying fire blankets and hazmat apparel. If you'd like to sponsor the show and help keep live hazmat conversations coming in the future and help send at least one lucky participant to a national level hazmat conference, send an email to bob@thehazmatguys.com and he'll send you the information. Thanks a lot. No.
Hey, everybody.
Here we
What's
are.
up, group?
Hi.
Welcome to this month's Hazmat
Bobby, you're
Roundtable.
muted.
I am?
I hear him.
That's even funnier. Do you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay.
I hear you.
Oh. Wouldn't it be funny if we're all just playing a prank on
It's
Rob?
the hearing aid. You got to turn up the volume on the.
I hear you guys fine.
Oh, no. Oh, no. All right. Well, while we try to fix that part up, how's Mike doing?
I am doing phenomenal, Bob. I am here. It is a beautiful night and ready to sit and talk about some of the topical hazmat stuff that's happened throughout our country in the wonderful month of November and share it with the world.
I love it. Jay-Z?
That's awesome.
Good, man. Just life is good. What weather out here is beautiful.
I'm
Yeah,
sure.
because it's December and it's not balls ass sun hot anymore. So you can be like, oh, this is what it's like not to be scorched to death every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't be jealous, bro. God,
Wait,
jealousy
wait,
doesn't
I-
look good on you.
Oh, it looks
I had to put-
phenomenal.
I had to put jeans on. I had to put jeans on this morning because it was like 58 when I got up.
It was 58.
Yeah, so I had to
I don't
throw
even-
some jeans on.
Yeah, that's still shorts and t-shirt weather right now. 58 degrees.
Hey, remember, you
That's
New
beautiful.
Yorkers always go somewhere where it's sunny.
That's right.
So when you guys decide to come down and go to Bob or our area, we'll welcome you. But remember,
We're gonna have to get like the 80. What is it? Like 80 plus sunblock to put on them,
Hey,
so,
unless
so they
you
don't
got-
burn.
Unless you have white stuff on
Yes.
mountains, I'm not coming to visit in the wintertime.
We've got white stuff, but it's some of it's sand and some of it's
Not
some
talking
of
about
it's
Miami.
in blocks.
Not talking
Some of
about
it's in
Miami.
blocks.
I'll ski down.
I
Good
love it.
stuff. Good stuff. Before we get started, because I know we're trying to work on one little techno thing there. I think I want to thank everybody real quickly. The Hazmat HQ digital magazine that's out. We just did our 3rd edition, just dropped last week. We have now hit 35 countries around the world.
Nice.
So yes. Thank you very much for all those that are chiming in. Appreciate it. If you're interested in sending an article or whatever, you can send it to bob@hazmat101consultants.com and we'll take a look at it.
Yeah, it's always a great learning point.
Yes,
it is. And when you can help others learn, it's phenomenal. That's just awesome. That's great.
That's what
we're there for. That's what we're there for. So
I love it.
Moving on.
Do you guys hear me?
I hear you.
Does Bob hear me?
Yep.
Kosh, do you hear Salvo?
Now, what I'm looking at, it's got his microphone blocked out. So I don't know.
All right,
carry on. I'll figure it out.
Can the audience hear Bob? I'll type that in.
Yeah. I'll just reboot. I'll just come back in. Give me a second. That would be, that's a good question. Can they hear me? All right. Very good. Well, there you go from the control room.
Our beautiful director, Ben.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, they can hear me.
Yep. Okay, perfect.
So the topic, carrying out training in a low visibility scenario.
I think it's absolutely 100% critical for fire operations to be operating in low visibility conditions, like forcing a door in a smoky hallway, or assembling a control bag onto a standpipe in a smoky stairwell. For hazmat, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that.
Okay, good. I thought I was going to be the only one against it today. Sometimes I'm okay being the only one, that has difference of opinion. But what's okay? Well, I don't know anything about this topic coming into it today. So, what was the scenario? What happened? What led to this discussion or conversation?
Just for the visualization, Ben, do you happen to have that video I had? I don't know if you could put it up or not. Yeah, so training in these type scenarios, like, is it real? And I will say, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's.
I say yes. I've been in this exact same scenario.
Yeah,
right.
I was thinking that you were saying
not a drill, but live,
blacked out face piece, like we would do searches in the bunk room.
Right.
I don't think so.
Well, there was another picture. I don't know if Ben's got it, where they seriously just had black garbage bags over their heads. And I'm okay, like with doing things like you should practice to where you could do it without needing to see. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but what? Okay, so but all right.
What's the intent?
Right. You have to dissect what the purpose of the training is, right? So if you're gonna, go on the comments, maybe as an escape search simulator after an unexpected release. Yeah, I need to get out. Right, just like I would in a fire situation. There is definitely a need for limited visibility, right? There's definitely a need to have product and maybe flowing a little bit of smoke. I don't see the need for completely blacked out. I don't think that goes to necessarily push the idea of using the senses that you have to the best of your capability. Smoky condition, different lights. Yeah, like we can start to vary the amount of visual suppression that you have, but to completely black yourself out for hazmat, I don't think I would be comfortable telling a guy to operate. in a complete blackout situation? Like, is that even a realistic scenario to continue to operate in a totally blacked out? Now, I could be wrong. You could turn around and be like, well, that's a beak cylinder, and the product could be coming out with such force and such cloud that you get there and you really absolutely can't see, and this really is needed to be done. Okay,
Right.
then maybe you could make a viable argument. I haven't sealed one of these where it was so bad that you couldn't see.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think the blacked out scenario is not in the hazmat scenario. I mean, because when we do it with, and all of us have done it in the fire scenario, but we have a hose line with us, right? So that's our lifeline back out the door.
Right. Or you're
But
teaching
in a
somebody
hazmat scenario,
how to remember how to get out.
get out, exactly. And I think totally blacking them out. I don't know what the purpose is, because if we're doing some sort of scenario to where we have to do some, hey, again, hazmat is plumbing, right? It's plumbing.
Yep.
If we're going to have to go in to do some plumbing work, turn a valve, something like that, if you can't see, you can't accomplish the task. So what's the what's the benefit of it? I'm kind of with you on that one. I mean, low visibility, that first one we had, absolutely. I've been in that where you can kind of see, because that's a chlorine, in a chlorine, clean, not clean room, but a chlorine like water distribution area. Yeah, I've seen that. Been in that. That's a possibility, but you do have some visibility. But complete no lack of visibility, no, I don't think that's.
Yeah, and I think
what,
for this
what
instance,
we work in.
it's finding that line, right? Like Ben says in the comments, in training, controlled environment to build confidence. Okay, well that's reasonable, but then don't you have to have a risk versus reward? Like the picture we just saw, the guy is completely blacked out. The previous picture, the guy is completely blacked out doing a chlorine cylinder with a B kit. Now, call me crazy, but the risk of that thing coming apart and landing on his foot, I don't know, doesn't seem to for me, in my opinion, doesn't seem to outweigh the confidence that would be built. I think that if you're going to do it, it needs to be confidence built in a way that it doesn't risk, somebody, messing up and breaking their foot simply because they didn't have any visibility.
All right. I'm going to throw two things in there, because what we're lacking in these photos is the level of competency. Like full blackout, like with no lights or covered up for expert level guys, I'm down with that. But in confidence building, I'm not down with that. You know what I'm saying? Right. Two different things. In training, we're building a skill. We're building a set. In real operations, my goal is to have complete visibility, lowest level of PPE, easiest operation. I will destroy a scene to make it better for me, the operator. So, I understand you can't remedy every situation, but we have fans, we have fog lines, we have tools that we can shift the scene to make it more conducive to the actual operation. We're talking about playing, but in training for the new guys, giving them confidence is one thing. But you as the operator should be sitting there going, okay, I learned how to tie a knot. Okay, then I learned how to close my eyes and tie the knot. And then I learned how to tie the knot behind my back. And then I learned how to do it underwater, upside down, in a windstorm at night with music playing. That's the level of competency. So at a certain point, Deftones probably,
okay,
Tool,
that's
maybe.
Fair enough.
And then I'm taking it upon myself to get better and more competent. What I'm saying is all these photos are kind of like they're lacking context, is that I don't know if this guy's brand new, if this is his first day in a suit, or if it's Jay-Z who has thousands of reps of doing this stuff. Then maybe this is a walk in the park for him, because he knows where all the bodies are buried.
You're shaking your head, Jeff.
Well, I just never. I don't know. I don't think that you're building any confidence with totally blacked out conditions. I think it's more of a danger for us because, again, hazmat is completely. It's not rush in and get something done. It's plumbing. It's complete. It's plumbing. If we don't have a good scenario, we can wait. We can afford to wait. A lot of times, not every time.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, I saw a picture on there, and they're showing. Oh, sorry, Bob. They're showing. They're showing people putting. Ben, I think they're showing a dome cover prop. Dome cover prop. When would you put a dome cover clamp on when you can't see anything? Never. They're not. But in my if you're dimming the light or you're getting it to where you're trying to challenge them, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I can
that
see
one right there.
No light with a
I
flashlight.
don't know.
Because that's no light with a flashlight. That's a reasonable.
I would bring light,
exercise. Right? But you have your flashlight, right? That's what I'm saying. Okay, go do this, and the only thing you have is your flashlight, because now that's a skill. That's a communication skill between two partners, right? Because you got to work with tools. The light needs to be held. It is an actual you are doing something that is realistic and is what is going to happen, right? You got to, as stupid as it sounds, you got to learn how to figure out what your partner needs to be able to see, to be able to do his job. And you might just be the idiot holding the flashlight. So you got to learn how to hold a flashlight.
Now you can bring lights. Obviously we teach to change, like Bobby said, the environment to make it ready for us to do whatever it is we're going to do. The only exception to that I would see would be if you're dealing with a rail car somewhere down the tracks where you can't get a light truck, you can't get, whatever. Then but again, that's one of those rare instances. I'm of the belief as well that, it's all fine and good to train to a certain point, but make it realistic, not, hey, we're trying to see what you can do. You know what I mean?
I'll be honest, and this is a personal opinion. Me as the personal technician, my journey to get mastery, I think involves stressing the system such as this. Okay, the evolution of me doing a dome cover clamp or like we got up there right now, the C thing, the C clamps. The C kit, I'm sorry. I want to try doing it full vis and then missing a tool and then doing it upside down and underwater and at night and because at a certain point on my journey, I want to be able to do it with eyes closed, banging this thing out so every scenario that's real is easier than I trained for.
Okay, well, since everybody agrees, let me switch sides. So
no, I think I have a very different point of view. I say do it.
All right. So the some of the benefits to doing this, right? Wouldn't it? We do operate in a situation where we have very limited tactile and the ability, that kind of physical feedback. So maybe it is entirely plausible that putting yourself in a zero visibility situation is now forcing you to train on your other senses, right? The ones like your touch, your feel, your ability to spatially remember what's going on around you. So it's not that you're training to a level of, I might actually have to do this in the dark, but I am actually increasing my skills and I'm becoming even more comfortable in a suit with limited dexterity because I'm no longer relying on the only sense that I have.
Our good friend in there, Captain Chaos, Says having somebody drill in those conditions with a bag overhead is unrealistic, and that makes someone overconfident. If you're working in dark, bring in lights, make difficult realistic. And I don't disagree with this. All I'm saying is when I tie a knot in front of me and I move on to tying the knot behind me, I have practiced the tying the knot in front of me so many times that I am confident personally that I can do it behind me without seeing it. It's not that I can do it once. It's that I have complete mastery. I am 100 out of 100 times doing it. Then I go with the bag over the head. And I don't stop doing it until I have complete mastery of that. Then I go into, so I add complexity as mastery is attained. It's not like you go from white belt to black belt in one shot. You build mastery over the belts.
That makes
I
sense.
don't disagree. Yep. I think something to think about too is what are you bringing in with you into that dark space? Like we've got pictures here of lights. I know a lot of teams use chem sticks. Do they use green chem sticks, white chem sticks? You know, one of the things we found was if we use the colored chem sticks and we would tape them to the underside of our wrist so that as we're working on whatever, that light is shining down on XYZ valve, whatever, but we use the white ones in case the lights went out or we had a problem
with something like that.
Yeah, we're ready. We're like, come in.
We weren't ghetto, and we had actual flashlights built into the visor of the suit.
Hey, wow.
That's
That's
it.
because you guys have more money than God.
Orlando.
More money than God. That's right, exactly.
This was the photo that brought up this conversation.
Okay. Yeah, this I have an issue with.
Yes.
Like it's ghetto,
totally.
But the intent, I understand.
Totally.
That was the point. Is Ben showing pictures that are much more refined and much more professional? I see this, and this is training. I don't know if it's fire department, police department, industry, tow truck training. I don't know. But I think you.
No, I'm not digging it. I'll be honest with you. I apologize to whoever that is. I'm not digging that. To me, that's not a safe operation, training or otherwise.
I'm not sure how they can accomplish anything doing that. How do you do that?
I don't even know how
I
you approach.
have no idea.
Yeah,
No. Yeah.
Like,
here's
like even
this is my thing on it. This is my thing on it is that if you develop your training and you think it's pertinent to what you're doing, as long as you don't get anybody hurt and you think it's valuable, I don't like to throw shade on anybody. I mean, I don't even like to throw shade on this one, even though I don't know what this is, because there's no way you can get all the components on that cylinder from an A kit. There's just no way. Okay,
Jeff,
I get it.
I guess my only
but
question.
if you think it's pertinent to you, and you want to dim the lights, you want to get it lower, you want to get it more challenging, go for it. You know,
right?
Everybody has a different take on it, and
a little fog machine or something.
I don't really
whatever.
get it.
Well,
Yeah,
what I don't
yeah,
get,
yeah.
what I don't get, Jeff, is how are you using lingo that's 3 generations below you, like throwing shade?
Throwing shade.
The way that.
I was waiting.
But again, this picture lacks context, and the thing is like you don't know who those could be. The 2 senior dogs in that company that are showing off to the kids.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, they could be just strutting this shit and be like, yeah, watch how 2 salty dogs get this thing done in like NASCAR timing. And they're just going to show the kids how it's done without even looking. So like, I appreciate the photo. It sparks the conversation. But I honestly, I think that there's different levels of competencies in every skill set. And I don't disagree that you should be trying to make it harder and harder and harder every time with complete mastery in order to make game day a breeze.
I agree.
You know, the ability to stop a tool by feel and identity, where it goes by So like, how to use tools by feel. Like that's a skill we don't teach. Like to have that, that wrench on there and feeling the bolt break. We just teach them like, okay, open the bolt.
Right, but they need to be able to get to the cylinder. Like you shouldn't have a seeing eye dog to get to the middle of the scene. Like we're not. Where's the cane? Like I don't even understand how they got there.
That'd be a great photo to have a guy at a level A with a blind guy stick just going out.
At a level A, like
I still have my cane and my walker for my hip surgery. So whenever you want to shoot it, let me know.
I might have to take that photo. That'd be a great one. Like a guy with a seeing eye dog and a guy, with the stick with the tennis balls on it and shit.
Oh my God, that would be a great photo for the After Action Report podcast.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
Or something added for the original escape room.
Yeah, we could do that too.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'd have to put little holes in the bags.
Getting back to this,
I think to escape. Go.
I think the bottom line is that you want to try to make training as realistic as possible. You want to try to throw in a couple little curveballs here and there, but don't go overboard. I've seen a lot of training, especially fire training, where these guys go balls to the wall, out crazy landish shit that is never going to happen. Never. And we get some of the training gets so sucked into those different things. Oh, it's so cool. It's this. Is it realistic? And we get away from the realistic training. Just as simple as a simple thing. I want to give you more suit time. So I'm going to have you put a metal drum, closed head, into a poly overpack in a level A suit. Now, just by, and we've had this discussion before, just by what is supposed to be in a metal drum, would you be wearing a level A suit? And we're not practicing like we play. We're just doing things to get reps. And I'm fine with getting reps, but make the reps count for something. That's it.
I concur.
No, I don't disagree.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Whatever your training is, whatever you think is good for your group, go ahead and do it. Just try and be able to back it up and say, hey, if this were the scenario where he had, garbage bags over their head, say, well, let's just say that, you guys were walking and garbage bags fell over your head. What would you do? Try to make it to where it relates to what you're doing. I don't, this is pretty extreme. I don't really get this one. The other ones I could see. This one, I'm not really sure, but just make it relevant. Training is training. Hey, you know what? Training is good. I think we'd all agree on that one.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Ben is 100% against this, what we're saying.
They're probably all Ben's pictures, so I'm sorry.
But you know what? And not to put in a shameless plug for you guys, but I will anyway, because it's a great book. The training book, the Nerds book. There's 50 different training things that some of us contributed to that you can do with your teams. And, don't reinvent the wheel. I mean, it's great to try and come up with new stuff, but there's a lot of stuff in there.
It's actually 100 if you do all of them with a garbage bag on your head.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. See, I like that. I like
the
photos.
Challenging visibility, right? I like
challenging visibility. Yes.
Challenge. Because that is what we will see. Most likely there's not going to be lights if you're going inside. You've cut power for various reasons. There is going to be a mist. There is going to be, oh, maybe I don't. Here's a perfect example, right? Like maybe I need to go back out and get a lighter wattage flashlight. Instead of trying to pour more light down a reflective environment, maybe I realize that if I put less light into a reflective environment, I actually have better visibility.
Yeah, I don't think there's ever going to be a point where you're totally blacked out. There's shades of that blackout, and if it's too overwhelming, like Jeff said, there's nothing saying that we have to rush in there to take care of it. It'll either take care of itself, or we can bring in more fans / water / ventilation, whatever the hell you want to do to make it better.
Yeah, the only time that you would have a blackout scenario, and it's kind of happened in Baltimore. I don't know if our good buddy Kevin Ryan was on the scene or not. I know he talked to me about it. Was where they had a derailment in one of the tunnels, and then I could see it's probably still not going to be completely blacked out.
No,
that's an extreme situation, So
I love it.
There you go.
So I'd love to hear what everybody has to say about this. If you got something to say, by all means, send us an email. You can send it to me. You can send it to Bob, Jay-Z, whoever you want to send it to. Mine is bob@thehazmatguys.com. And tell us what you think. And maybe we'll just rehash it next week or next week.
Next
we will
Tuesday?
not be on next Tuesday. Not next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll be on after the new year to discuss this further and other topics. I can't believe Thanksgiving. The last time we talked, Thanksgiving was here.
And now Christmas is knocking on the door.
Christmas is coming. Kwanzaa. What else is Ramadan? The airing of the grievances.
I think
all those things.
Festivus.
They're all coming.
Festivus is coming up. Yeah, the Festivus.
Festivus, yeah, the airing of the grievances. So, like,
areas of the grievances, yes.
But I'm sure we're going to have other things coming and going. I would just like to take 2 seconds and mention something, because this is a little bit timely. Is next week we are going to have our Battery Destroyers Club. So if you haven't heard, or you haven't seen it on our social media, we put the rubber to the road. We took a whole bunch of batteries and we started blowing them up, and we invited a whole bunch of manufacturers, and we got some pretty interesting data that we're going to have kind of like a roundtable on and discuss it and kind of dispel some of the myths and the BS that's out there on the streets. So if you want to check that out, and then right after the new year on January 3rd, we're recording our After Action Report podcast, which is going to be with Mike Callan. That's going to be on July 3rd at like 1900 hours. Keep your eye on our socials for that one. That's going to be live. The comments are on. You can ask questions on both of them. It should be pretty engaging, so check it out. That's it.
Nice. All right.
Yeah,
wow.
nice.
Just that quick.
Cool.
Crunch, crunch.
Yes. So if I don't get to talk to you guys, Mazel Tov. And we'll talk soon.
Hello.
Happy Kwanzaa.